What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the hidden note they put, well, not really hidden, but the note they put in the patch notes talking about a VATS rework where they reduce the impact your luck stat has on your VATS critical meter being filled. So what does this mean? Well, essentially right now in the game currently, if you have around 33 luck, I believe it is, you'll be able to crit every other shot using VATS, which is a massive increase to not just your accuracy, but your overall damage and DPS. So, if they are reducing this, it will basically mean you'll have to have even more luck and use a slew of different mods to achieve being able to crit every other shot. But before we cover that, another change made to VATS is you're not able to hit body parts on targets that you cannot actually see with line of sight. So the sentry bot, for example, the weak spot being the fusion cores, I cannot target them, where back on the live server I could target them. And this is because I don't have a direct line of sight on them. The same thing applies to the EO6 Guardian in the raid encounter, where people are shooting his weak spot, which is his back, but they're looking directly at him from the front. So you won't be able to do that anymore either. So what people are doing now is they're just sitting there and letting the ricochet damage take the shield down, because it's kind of a pain to do it yourself. But being a solo player, it's not impossible, but it's just a headache now. So, but in other situations like your day-to-day gameplay where you're, fighting targets from long distances using VATS, you may not necessarily be able to hit the head if they're not looking at you. So, you may notice that change, but going ahead and shifting gears, let's talk about the big change to the critical meter itself. So before we start, I just want to make it known that with all the numbers you'll be seeing on the screen, these are all assuming you have critical savvy equipped and maxed out, so you're consuming less of your critical meter already. So the new luck thresholds involving the limit breaker mod are seen here on screen. So yes, if you only have one limit breaker mod, which is what I recommended back in the day, you will need 83 luck to crit every other shot. That is ridiculous. To make it more reasonable, you can get 3 limit breakers for 37 luck, which is easily achievable, as the build that I have on my channel and the one I use every day, I sit around 33 to 34 luck. So I can make some changes to my build to achieve that extra 3 luck that I will need to hit that 37 luck threshold to crit every other shot. However, I will have to give up 3 of my 4-star legendary mod slots to achieve that, and that is a huge negative. Taking a look at alternatives to this, the lucky 3-star mod for your weapons gives you plus 15% VATS charge when you hit something in VATS. So this mod makes a substantial change to your luck needed to actually achieve the crit every other shot. By looking at the numbers here on screen, by just using 1 limit breakers, you only need 28 luck. So you could completely circumnavigate all of this by just using luckies, but then you have to give up VATS optimize, which lowers your VATS sustain capabilities. But this is also a double-edged sword. If you do that, you're also going to be in a roundabout way increasing your damage because of number cruncher, which gives you more damage based on the amount of VATS you're using per shot. So it is a double-edged sword here, and it's kind of your pick of the worst case scenario. You can either lose your sustainability in VATS, or lose 3 of your 5 4-star legendary mod slots to achieve that critical hit every other shot. And if you're not using unyielding armor, then you're pretty much stuck, and you will either have to commit to luckies or use like 5 limit breaker mods. Taking a look at these sources of luck in the game, there are plus 15 luck points from the base stat itself, plus 5 from legendary card, plus 15 from a full set of unyielding armor, plus 3 if you're in a team and you have stringent numbers and herd mentality equipped, and plus 2 by using the under armor shielded vault suit. So you can get a total of plus 40 luck pretty easily by using all of those items, but again, this requires you to be at low health. So full health players obviously won't be able to take advantage of this, as they'll be missing 15 luck from not benefiting from unyielding armor. Now I'm going to show you guys some mod configurations, particularly for low health players, and kind of what you could do to either avoid using luckies or to avoid using all 5 of your slots on limit breaking mods. So taking a look, everything here is pretty much standard. What I would recommend is possibly losing 2 powered mods in your 2nd star slot and replacing those with 2 luck mods. This will give you plus 4 luck and should make you very easily be able to achieve that plus 37 luck stat you'll need to achieve a crit every other shot. There are plenty of sources of AP regen in the game, so you don't necessarily need, or probably won't even necessarily feel, losing 2 powered mods. My overall thoughts on this change is I do think it is kind of brutal, but I understand where the devs are coming from. The being able to crit every other shot was a very strong build, and it has been for years, and I can see that how that could make designing challenging content a little harder than it should be. So nerfing our damage capabilities and making us actually have to build craft and make sacrifices into either of these options, it makes sense to me. Anyways, that has been my thoughts on this topic. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.